Merry meet and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 5th of October 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga. Today I am reading with this Tarot de Marseille Gassman, and I'm going to purify with this 4711 cologne, an old standby. 3 sprays in this big room is more than sufficient. I've got links to purchase these products in the video description of this video on YouTube. Let's see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting off with the Queen of Coins, followed by the Ten of Cups, and then we've got the the Queen of Wands. So 2 queens, and it's interesting. We've got this beautiful Ten of Cups, which is a good outcome. You know, happiness. It's a happiness card. So today's a happy day. But it's interesting because the nurturing cards, these are 2 cards of nurturing your finances, nurturing your work in the world. They are not appearing to look at each other or even look at what the happiness is. So what that tells me is, as good as everything is, it's really easy for you, if you're not careful, to be distracted today and not realize how good it is. And if we can just get our minds together to cooperate rather than, have, this is my money over here, this is my work over here, this is my relationship over here, this is my spirituality over there, and have everything, be so separate and diverted, we'll be able to access that happiness. So instead of seeing everything as its own track in your life, maybe start looking at it as a wheel, and the inner hub of the wheel is your consciousness, and all of these other aspects of who you are spokes that emanate out of that consciousness. That way you're not chasing, I've got to put my money hat on. I've got to put my job hat on. I've got to put my spiritual hat on. Instead, you don't need to change your hat. You don't even need to wear a hat if you don't want to. You can just be centered in your happiness and start from there. Just find the happiness and let everything else emanate from that. And if you're saying, well, this reading can't be for me because I don't feel happy, it may be that's true, but it also may be that you are diverted from your happiness because you're so busy, separating your mind into different fragments. So I would, before you just write off the reading, I would relax a little bit and find where there is some happiness inside of you, where you can look and say, well, yeah, things are better than they were maybe a couple years ago, or whatever, just make sure before you write the reading off, see if you aren't happier than you think you are. Okay, we've got an 8 of, see, that's why. So we've got this 8 of Swords, and then this beautiful Temperance card, and then this wonderful Knight of Coins. So one of the reasons why you may be happier than you think is because your mind won't shut off. Your mind keeps pulling you in so many different directions. And, cycling through all kinds of, even good things is not good to have obsessive thinking. Even if you're obsessing over something good, you're still not able to access your joy and your happiness because your mind is racing. So if you notice that your mind is racing, first thing, don't feel bad about yourself. It's called being a human being. It happens to every single one of us. But what doesn't happen to every single one of us is most of us don't take the time to notice it and to do something about it. And so you can rise above the fray by noticing when your mind is racing and you're obsessing and you're going through that circular thinking, when you're going through a grind and you can't stop thinking about something. Whether it's good or bad, it's not good for you to grind. So when you notice that you're doing that, you just stop it. You just drop it. Now, there's a tool that I have called the off switch that I love to use whenever we have that 8 of Swords come up. And you can just go on YouTube and search Gatoga off switch. And you'll learn that technique in a second. And it only takes a second or two to apply the technique when you notice that you're racing. And then do that. And notice that when you do that, when you can calm your mind down, well, I guess I am happy. Actually, I guess I am pretty happy. Happier than I thought I was anyway, right? And then this Temperance card is the angel that is governing your happiness, is pouring. So this amazing image here of this 10 of Cups underneath this Temperance card. The angel is mixing up the elixir and is just ready to pour it through this champagne fountain that is you, right? You pour it through all of your chakras, pour it through every part of your being, and is just has to wait on you to accept it, to receive it, because nothing can happen without your involvement, without your permission. And so when you shut the mind off, even momentarily, when you shut that obsessive thinking off, you're in a position to say, yes, I want to receive the happiness that is my birthright. I want to receive the blessings. I want to receive the healing. I want my mind to come together. I want everything to work together cooperatively in my mind rather than having all these different factions. I want that. I want to be happy. And just that small little bit of willingness is all that it takes for this angelic healing elixir to be poured down through every aspect of who you are. And then I love the image of this flow. I mean, you could look at this, even though it's not in the right configuration, but you could look at this as that hermetic tree of life going through 10 spheres, and those 10 spheres represent energy centers in your being. Or you could think of it as your chakras, whatever you want to think of it as. But this healing elixir moves through you and helps to get you single-minded. And when your mind is together, instead of these two queens nurturing and doing such good jobs nurturing, instead of them being divergent, they come together. My work is contributing to my finances, contributing to my spiritual growth, contributing to my relationships. And then when your mind comes together like that, what do you get? You get access to the help that's already there for you. There's so much help available that the universe always brings the help that's needed. You're not expected to do everything all by yourself. And so all of the help that you need is apparent to you, that's already there, but you were so busy chasing after this, chasing after that, chasing after this, chasing after that. And that's an ego trick to make sure that you don't realize how happy you are. Isn't that awful how we do that? We all do that. It's just like once we calm down and we allow our minds to come together and we receive all that healing and we shut all that chatter down, we realize, actually, I'm pretty happy. Actually, things are pretty good for me. I mean, it's only that voice in my mind that's telling me, no, it's horrible. The world is crumbling. You're in danger. That's the only thing that's the problem right now. And so when I can shut that voice off in my mind and start to allow those different factions of my mind that are trying so hard to help me to come together and to receive the healing that is my birthright, then I realize that all the help that I need is already there. And it becomes so apparent. Now, there's only one trump card in this reading, and there's a meditation that goes along with that. So if you have time today, in addition to working that off switch, you may want to listen to that meditation. And you can, if you go to the video description of this video on YouTube, you can see a link to all those tarot meditations. And the one for the Temperance card is called Healing with the Angelic Elixir. Healing with the Angelic Elixir. And they're all listed in alphabetical order by the name of the tarot card. So if you just look up Temperance, you'll see that there's a link for Healing with the Angelic Elixir. Of course, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. It'll just take you right to the YouTube video. And it's a great opportunity for you to actualize this, to really optimize this, to make this real for you, because the joy, the happiness, and all of that wonderful nurturing of your success on many levels is already there. It's just that little ego mind, it keeps trying to distract you with you know what that is. I can't stop thinking about the horrible thing. I can't stop worrying about something. I can't stop resenting something. Or even if it's good stuff, I find myself, even when something is really good, I start obsessing over the good thing and, well, how can I make it better? And then what's going to happen? And even though it seems like it's okay because it's good, it's not okay because my mind is not relaxed. My mind is still churning, and that churning ultimately robs me from being in the moment, and it robs me from receiving all of the blessings that are constantly available to me. So it doesn't even matter whether you're thinking of good things or bad things. If your mind is churning, you got to do something about it. And the best thing to do is just shut it down, so that when you shut that down, it's almost that what happens is these, and they're not warring factions. It's just that these are different parts of your mind that aren't coming together. They're not working in cooperation. And it's because they don't know that they can. They don't know. But when you shut that obsessive thinking down, it's just natural. They just naturally come together. And then it becomes this. And that's what we want. We want these two queens working together. It's like, well, you do this, and then I'll do that. Yeah, okay. And then together we'll make this, and together we'll do that, right? And then your mind starts coming together. Boy, the ego hates that. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. The ego has no power over us except for trying to distract us. And if we don't allow ourselves to be distracted, then what is it? It's a nothing but a voice. So just let that obsessive thinking, when you notice it, let it just go into the background, shut it off, and instead accept the blessings that are yours. And that automatically gets these different factions of your mind to come together rather than being unaware of one another. And when your mind comes together in cooperation with each part of it, the sky's the limit. You're unstoppable, and get ready to be unstoppable today. All right, well, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. I can't wait to read for you again. We'll see everybody for another daily reading tomorrow. Until then, blessed be.